first started playing music in front of people I wasn't related to, we would go out and hear people play. Living in Austin, of course you would. And it doesn't take long. I mean, if you've ever gone to church, you get a lot more money in the bucket or the plate or whatever it is. If an usher puts it in front of your face by your friends, there's that peer pressure thing. We had an ongoing debate where I would say, if you would pass the bucket, we would come home with more money. And this is money you get to spend at some point. She said, I don't want to do that. So that went on for a long time. We had some pretty heated exchanges, some surprisingly heated exchanges. But now she does it, and there's a whole little spiel that I do with the band where they do a little riff, and we talk about the product table and blah, blah, blah. But that thing, there's another, we'll do the other spoken word thing in the second set here. But she really took to that one. That's surprising. 8 or 9 times. This is a treat, though. I hope y'all are feeling okay about how you're spending your time.
One of our favorite things to do.
Yep. I'm thinking. I've known about John Smith doing those tours of Ireland. Chuck Brodsky's another songwriter who does that. And so they've got that market covered. I'm thinking maybe a songwriter's tour of the Mall of America. Because those are people who want to buy things. I'm just like, I could sell them all my stuff. Great. They're already consumers. Anyway, this is that one I did on uke a minute ago. My Baby was the first song I ever recorded where I had something that wasn't a wood instrument or stringed. Michael Austin came in and played clarinet on that in the studio. He was living in Austin at the time. He was really good friends with Chris Gage, which is where I recorded that. It's fantastic. He does a great break on it. But it planted a seed. I was like, horn section. Work with the horn section. So this song is the title to the latest CD, and we've got is it a 3-piece or a 2-piece? I can't remember if there's an actual tuba or if it's a computer tuba. I think we did a computer tuba, and then Will Landon came in when Chris was mixing it, did an actual tuba, because Chris said that's just not going to do. There's so much cool stuff. But Michael came in and did clarinet on this song too, and a guy named Oliver Steck did a great trumpet thing on this.
You should tell them about what's over there.
You didn't actually put everything out.
I did.
No, you didn't. I'm surveying the table, unless they're hidden in the case. They might be hidden in the case.
They're sitting in here.
I'm talking about the stickers.
Oh.
I can say with absolute authority in the history of us, that's the only time she's gotten picked. I felt kind of good. We got that, didn't we?
I got that.
There's definitely going to be a movie video of that.
It's on film, so that's the only time it's ever going to happen.
So over there where she's standing, that's the little dry goods mercantile. It's the whole Taco recording collection. So volume 1 is a CD that I did. That's all the way back in the year 2000. George the Younger was in the White House. Recorded that with Ray Wiley Hubbard. That was pretty fun, as one would expect. That's before he sang about snake farms, but he had been singing about redneck mothers for a long time. Volume 2 is the Turning of the Wheel. That had Gambler's Prayer, the song we just did, where she called me jackass. And,
It's not on the CD.
the spoken word thing isn't, but it's on this, so that's cool. Sold out of the physical thing, so there's a little download card over there. Volume 3 is Southland. I recorded that with my buddy Jeff Tavares, and then there's a live track that Will Landon and I did where I'm playing uke and he's playing tuba. We did that at Chris Gage's studio, and Chris mixed it, and there were a bunch of my friends on there. I moved towards using people I actually know versus people I just pay. I still pay the people I know. But and I think lastly, I did a live set earlier this year at a house concert over in Lebanon, Tennessee. Hillbilly Haiku, named after the Guy Clark song, Cold Dog Soup. He's full of angst and hillbilly haiku. What's a boy to do? Go on rhymestorm. Anyway. CDs are $10 a piece. You can get the whole Todd Hope collection for $20. All that money goes to One America Appeal. That's the nonprofit that former presidents put together to help the hurricanes. So that money will go to folks in Texas, Florida, and Puerto Rico. I was telling Joe earlier, I'm waiting for them to fold the Californians into it because those people need help too.
Yeah, but they won't do it.
They might not. They're more about
The
the
presidents would, yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the guys who are no longer. Anyway, that's where that money will go. So you'll get some music. Those folks will get some help, and we'll have less stuff to pack. That's cool. There's an email list. I send a thing out once a month telling people when and where I'm doing what. I'll always write some sort of little essay, so if any of the words coming out of my mouth have been amusing to you, that's a little more thought out thing.
And also they'll know when your next recording is available.
That's right. Yeah, the thing that is mostly done. This is a little bit of other stuff. And lastly, there's some stickers up there. There's this organization called Folk Alliance that you may or may not know about, but it's kind of a under the radar professional music organization. John Smith participates in Folk Alliance, as do I, and a bunch of other. It's just me and John Smith, really. It's surprising they keep having it since it's just me and John. But anyway, there's a contingency. In Austin, and that's the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance, and I went to that for a bunch of years before we moved up here, but moved up here and started going to the Southeast Regional, and went to that a couple of times and decided I wanted something to give to people, just like here's a token to remind you how much you enjoyed meeting me. And so one night, I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but one night I'd had a couple of drinks and was sitting on the computer, on the internet, and had an idea. So then 2 weeks later, 250 bumper stickers showed up, and it said "Possum on Board." So it was riffing on those old "Baby on Board" signs. So there was a picture of a possum, kind of menacing, and it said "Possum on Board," and then the safety message brought to you by ToddHope.com. And those went really quick. Musicians, they're on a lot of guitar cases, they're on a couple of bumpers. My mom, for a while, had it on the bumper of her little Lexus that she bought used. We're not Lexus people. She just happened to, she knew someone who wanted to sell a Lexus. And then my dad got rear-ended and they didn't put one on the new bumper. I don't know what that's about. But so I gave all those away, and I felt like that had been a good joke, and I wasn't going to do it again. And then one night I was running around our neighborhood, literally, and had a vision, and so came home and drew this thing and showed it to Meg and said, "What does that look like to you?" And she said, "It looks like a big rat about to eat a guy's face, and he's dressed like a clown." My mother is actually an artist. I did not inherit that particular skill.
Is it the guy or the
that's
rat?
William Shakespeare, and that's a possum on his chest. So if you riff on "Possum on Board," then this would be, I don't know, it's "Possum on Board."
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Made it up out of my own head. And so drawn by the guy who plays drums with me, David Cohen, who's a really fine artist and political cartoonist, and I said, "I would like you to draw a possum on William Shakespeare." And he said, "Okay, do you want the top of Shakespeare's head? Is it that view? Where's the possum?" And I gave him details, and that was his first try. So, yeah.
I love it.
He's also very
This
good.
band is called Pink Possum, so it does.
Oh, and this Elizabethan message, Brian.
They're free, by the way.
Those are free, yeah,
You
absolutely.
just have a
Feel free to grab a stack and put them on vehicles that you pass in parking lot later today. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna do this song. Way down south, catfish crawl, tea glass sweats and the old folks draw. Now little gals curtsy and the boys say, "Man," folks, you know I'm talking about Southland. vine, white linen suits till the berry wine. Stars and bars in the land of cotton. Times they ain't forgotten. Southland. Sunday morning meeting at the Baptist church, people doling out redemption from the top of his perch. Now piano banging, choir swaying, every last lamb worthy of us even in the Southland. You get your pigs, sweet pickles, steaks, chicken fried, some bacon in your greens and your peas like I now hope the gumbo with the deep dark brew. Store-bought food for the show on through down in the Southland. All in the Southland. Southland cut to vine, white linen suits till the berry wine. Stars and bars in the land of God, man. Times really got Southland. Summer come hot, summer leave slow, and summer melt those memories of ice and snow. And it's hot in the shade, y'all, it's hot in the house. It's hot, 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 hot. Southland cut to vine, white linen suits till the berry wine. Stars and bars in the land of God. Times they ain't forgotten. Southland. Yeah, in the Southland. Oh, in the Southland. So look away now, look away down to Dixieland. Look away down to Dixieland. Look away to Dixieland, Dixieland. Look away, oh brother, look away.